Let's go ahead and get the brakes cleaned up and get that master cylinder on, see if we can't get the brakes working. So we're gonna start with the front. They pretty much just need to be taken apart and all the rust taken off and put back together. Everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. So here we go.
Yeah, that's passive. No wear on. Rotor, there you go. Wow.
Make sure you clean on the hub surface where the wheel bolts on, otherwise you could get some vibrations or shimmying or something like that. So there's the side I just did, the passenger side. Here's the driver's side, still rusty and cruddy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when it's time to do the back brakes. Okay, driver's side all done. The rear should be a bit simpler. I just need to replace the drums. Well, one, this side's missing. Because here's the one that was on this side. When I went to take it out of my storage unit a few years ago and bring it here, this brake wouldn't come loose. So I had to beat it off with a sledgehammer. So we just need to clean the rear brakes up, make sure we got enough linings, starting to look a little thin, and throw the new drums on. So we'll get those new drums out, get them cleaned up, and let's hope they're the right ones. If I haven't told you already, the rear end is out of a 68 Mustang. In the car, as we knew it, was a small block Ford car, but it was a 6-cylinder car when it was new. So these are the rear brakes that are spec'd for 1968 Mustang with 6-cylinder automatic. So sure we got bolt pattern 5 on 4.5 like we want. Looks good. Okay, I believe they're right. We'll get it cleaned up because they do ship with an oil on them, and you want to get all that off before you put it on, otherwise you'll probably break the shoes. Right now we're gonna go see if they fit on the car with. First, let's just get these things cleaned up. Yeah, you can see how close it is in those rivets right there. Not bad. Well, I guess that's... Yep, that is hung up completely. No adjustamento. We'll get that thing cleaned up and freed up. Rusty. Even looks like there's water in there. Oh yeah. But this is supposed to spin on there too. Yeah, you think? Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side on the rear brakes. If there's something weird, I'll bring you guys in. Okay, this side, done. Everything was pretty good on this side. I just did take that adjuster, the automatic adjuster out and clean it up and lubricate it. It wasn't frozen like the other side, but it was crusty. And other than that, just got everything else cleaned up in there. And as well, this side, the rear shoe is pretty low. Or the front shoe, I don't remember which. So before we get it on the road, then we'll get that done. Back up here to the front brakes. And just look how little that is. I think the brakes on my side-by-sider is bigger than that. Not nearly as heavy duty, but the rotor's about the same size. Maybe I'm just used to looking at the Brembos on our Durango, I don't know, but that just looks super small. So there may be a brake upgrade in the future, maybe front and rear. That's gonna be after we get it running on the road. That could be something down the road. But before we get it running, this is gonna come back apart. And as well, we got more work that we're gonna be doing back here before it hits the road. Now I guess it's time we have to address this. You can see the paint's all peeling behind it there. That's where it's leaking. So and there's no brake fluid in it. Doesn't seem to be anything anywhere else. So we're gonna start here. I've got a new one. I already got it cleaned up and painted. I would like to bench bleed it, but I don't have any brake ones. But before I start on that, I have a mess. I'm just, you gotta be good at something. Okay, so I got that all installed, all bolted in, new linkage, everything's good inside. I don't like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 fittings to go from this to here. This isn't even the right size. So I guess it's a trip to Advanced Auto Parts in the morning and see if we can get some brakes on this thing. Okay, I just finished bench bleeding this master cylinder. Got quite a bit of air out of it. And now we're gonna hook these lines up and see if we can't start bleeding the air out of all the lines. And to bench bleed, I just took some of the old line and the fittings I had and bent it around. Some master cylinders come with little bench bleed kits. This one did not. I'm gonna start with just trying to let them gravity bleed. So when you're bleeding brakes, you go to the farthest wheel away from the master cylinder. So we're going back to the passenger side rear. I don't remember if I broke that bleeder loose or not. Oh boy. Oh no. Well, it looks like I'm gonna let that PV blaster do its job for a little bit before we get back onto that. Okay, let's see if this side wants to come loose. I just got the other side to come loose. Uh-oh. It's supposed to be a 3/8. I've got a 10mm hammer down there now. Let's see what happens. Alright. There they are. Okay, two options. I can clean these up and put them back in and leave it to be a future Todd problem, or that one's not so bad. But if I'm replacing one, I'm gonna replace them both. So I guess it's time for a trip to the old Advanced Auto Parts to see if they've got these in stock. If not, they're going back in. In the meantime, we'll keep the rear reservoir topped off, and maybe that'll gravity bleed all the air out so we don't have as much work to do later. And also there, I don't know if I showed you that or not, the new lines ran down, nice brackets, looks pretty clean. Just cleaned those all up. Guess I decided to make it future Todd's problem about the bleeders. That actually worked pretty well. I got a pretty good brake pedal. Yeah, the brake pedal's just kind of high. Especially look, the gas pedal would normally sit, oh, about right there. We'll figure that out later. But I think it's got brakes. I'll bleed on those brakes some more when I get some help over here. But I think the brakes are almost there. I got 3 out of 4. It's good enough for me.